So, hi, Kemi.
Hi, Rebecca.
Good to talk to you. Talking to Kemi today about involving both children and adults in the cooking process, which is part of our Cooking from Scratch with Kids training course. So, Kemi, can you tell me a time when you've been part of an activity that included kids, but you had a great time as an adult?
Yes, of course. I think I have so many different examples I could give, but I think the one that comes to mind right now is I used to be a Sunday school teacher in church. Just thinking about it makes me laugh so much. We were meant to be, we were meant to plan the lesson. It was almost like being a teacher. We're meant to plan the lesson, and when the kids come, you just get them to play. But lo and behold, it was so much fun that I would actually end up being in the midst of it. One of the ones I remember was trying to do like a tent or something. I mean, it was like a big tarpaulin, and you get all the children to hold it, and then you kind of blow it, and they're meant to kind of just count to 10 while doing that. But then I was a teacher, and I ended up rolling under the tarpaulin, and then instead of them counting, they were all now trying to find me under the tarpaulin. And yeah, I just ended up having a lot more fun than the kids, and they all just thought I was a hopeless adult. And
we aim to be hopeless adults.
You're just one of us. You are a child, period, which I wore that badge with honor.
So yeah. How do you think then that it makes a difference when you're involving families? How do you think it makes a difference involving families as to involving kids?
Yeah, I feel like the big difference is just that element of play. It's so important. We underestimate it. And another time I was doing one of the videos with Kids Kitchen, and I think the young child, probably about 2, probably Alice's son, anyway, one of the kids, was grating carrots. Yeah. And then I just bust into songs. Grating carrot, but the kids just picked it all up. I'm grating carrot, and that could be anyone. That could be when I was with my 10-year-old niece as well. We would just mess about and put the flour on our nose and, just play. But we are cooking and we are learning, and there's all the sensory skills still there, but we are also playing and being relaxed and, having as little rules as possible. I think that's the difference.
So I think that's something that we try to do a lot with our family cooking, is to make sure that play isn't consigned just to the kids. So that when the adults are playing and when we're doing stuff together, that that play can just kind of permeate across. Yeah, it doesn't matter what age it is. We found the same thing with when we've done work with older kids. They end up taking on some of the play of the younger kids as well. Yeah. And adult, it's for everybody, and so we'll all get something out of it.
Absolutely. It wasn't always easy for me to just learn to play no matter what I was doing. I remember so clearly when my children, like the primary school age with my children and secondary school age with my children, I was out of the house working mom, Yeah. So I had like a big job in housing as well. And I just didn't have the time to play when it came to cooking. Everything was on a clock. Boom, 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 boom. Go and do your homework. I'm in the kitchen. Even when the kids came, I remember actively discouraging my kids to wanting to cook with me, because all I thought about was, you're just going to be faffing around. You're just going to be playing. You're just going to be talking. I haven't got time for that. I need to be out of the kitchen by 6 p.m. so that you can eat by 7, so you can be in bed by 8. Yeah. Like, the busyness of being a mom, working outside of home and all of that, it took the fun out of it. But it doesn't have to be like that. It really doesn't have to be like that at all. I think that's what we need to try and remind people. It doesn't have to be like that.
It's definitely a thing to learn, because actually most of your being when you're parenting is about trying to make it easier. Kind of the thing that we're lucky enough to be able to do in a session is to actually pull apart some of that and be like, what, here we're now just thinking about play.
Yeah.
Because we're just thinking about play, you don't need to be worried about the time that this we're going to take some of that away from you.
Yeah.
Maybe some of that play and some of that usefulness goes back to 6 o'clock in the kitchen, needing to get things done.
Yeah.
So it becomes more useful for adults as well.
I think so, definitely.
Thanks, Kemi, and we will cover more of this in our module, which is about involving both kids and adults in the cooking process and how we can do more of it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.